and hello everyone watching. In today's video, I want to talk about the subsidies that the government gives to parents. And for those of you who have watched my previous videos, I just told you that the contract for hiring a child caregiver was just ended last Friday. So I thought that, oh, it might be really interesting to talk about the subsidies that as a parent that I received from the government. So for the subsidies, there are two types of subsidies that parents can use, cash and non-cash subsidy. This one can be called like a voucher. So let's talk about the cash subsidy first. There are two cash subsidies that parents can get from the government. The first one is parent allowance, and the another one is child care allowance. For the parent allowance, it is about 1,500,000 won per month until the next year after giving birth. These parental allowances are gonna be given for 1 year after giving birth. I think about 1,500,000 won is really huge amount of this money, so we could just use it to make up for the income loss once my wife goes on a parental leave. And the another one that I mentioned earlier is child care allowance. It is about 100,000 won per month until a baby turns 7 years old. I think that that amount is not huge enough, but it also really helps. So we are now in a dire situation for income decreasing, but due to these cash subsidies, we could just slightly make up for a certain part of it. And the another subsidy is given in a voucher. And there are two typical vouchers that parents can use. The one that we used when we went to a postpartum care center is first meeting voucher. It used to be 1 million won, but since from this year, I think that the government have increased the amount from 1 million won to 2 million won. The usage of it is limited only for the postpartum care center expenses. So from here, the interesting situation came out because once the government announced that they are going to increase the first meeting voucher amount by 1 million won, other the postpartum care facility started to increase their services by the exactly same amount. So what it means is that those businesses are taking advantages of these policies because they know that parents have no choice but to use these vouchers for their services. Because in South Korea, I think postpartum care center culture is really rampant, and all the couples go there after giving birth. And I think that it's really effective to relax after giving birth. Once a mother gives birth and their joint are just widened, so it's for them it's really hard to just lift a cup. Yeah, just exaggerating if I just say. So I just hope that those people who are working in that industry do not make advantages of these policies for your benefit. We are facing really low birth rate. If you guys are behaving like that, it will not create child more friendly child caring environment in the future. And the another voucher that I used is postpartum care expense, I guess. I could just name it like that. It is about 1 million won, and until this August, there was a restriction of using that money. About half of it could be used for exercise related purposes, and then the other one for hiring a child caregiver. However, there were a lot of just complaints about this restriction. So since this September, the government has lifted up the restriction. So people can just use 1 million won for either exercise or hiring a child caregiver. Yeah, that's why we hired the child caregiver for 3 weeks. We used up this 1 million won to hire the caregiver. Wow, it really helped a lot financially. So speaking of all, I think most of the subsidies that my wife and I just have used, I think compared to the past, the government have increased the benefit quite a lot, but many parents and parents to be are complaining about these subsidies. They think it's not still enough for changing the mind of parents or parents to be having a child in the future, because it's not the fundamental solution for low birth rate in South Korea. Let's think about child caring, because both in these days the normal type of family is parents both working. What it means is that once they give a birth, then it means that either of them has to quit a job because we need a person who could care for a child. Just only giving cash or giving some vouchers is not the real solution, because we need time to care for our child by parents themselves. So like decreasing the working hour for parents, or creating some environment in a company to welcome having a child should be formed in advance. Otherwise, I think low birth rate culture in South Korea is not solved easily. Anyway, I just relate to this topic so much, so this video has been lengthened than I expected. There is nothing but just sighing like this, thinking about the situation of South Korea. And as a person who really cares about the future of South Korea a lot, I hope that a lot of just burden laid on parents be like decreasing in the future. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another interesting topic tomorrow.